Joining us, ranking member on the House Intel Committee, Congressman Jim Himes of Connecticut. Be careful, I might make you a senator in this conversation, sir. It's good to have you. The big question that Secretary Panetta left unanswered there about how to address that root cause, I'm going to leave aside because that's a big conversation. And President Obama is going to speak in a minute at Jesse Jackson's funeral, so we're going to have to go. So I'll start with this. What is your understanding of how much munitions we have, how long we can last at this current rate in this war?
Yeah, you laid this out pretty well earlier in terms of cost. We're taking down $40,000 cheap drones with $2 million Patriot missiles. And so you've got a cost problem there, but you also have a time problem, and that's what really matters. It just to build a Shahed drone, which is what's wreaking havoc around the region right now, is pretty quick. Building a Patriot missile or more advanced defensive system takes a long time. So, look, one of the things the Iranians are doing they are conserving their missiles and they are conserving their drones, trying to use them in such a way so that dynamic begins to play. Where Israel in particular would have to start letting some stuff through. We saw this in the 12-day war, letting some stuff through that they believe is not going to land in populated areas. So that's going to be part of the Iranian strategy to take advantage of that dynamic.
What are we doing with our regional allies? Are we in current discussions with them on how to find a way out of this?
Well, I'm not sure we're in any discussion around how to find our way out of this. Again, the president, you made a point of this. The president said this ends with total and unconditional surrender. And the one thing I can tell you for sure, that's not how this ends. This is not Venezuela, right? This is a radically different animal. And so that's not how this ends. My guess is that this has not sort of been discussed all that much with our Gulf partners in particular. But, think about if you're Dubai or Qatar or Bahrain, you've spent the last 10, 15 years trying to, turn your oil well of a country into a place where Georgetown University opens a branch, or where there are luxury hotels and apartment buildings and recruiting hedge funds and banks and stuff. And all of that was just swept off the table by the fact that those countries are now war zones. So my guess is that the leaders of these countries are still being very polite to Donald Trump, but that they've got some thoughts about how this went forward and whether that was wise or not.
Yeah, there's reporting that there's a lot of frustration that Washington didn't listen to them when they said this could end up being a much wider conflict and wider problem. Let me ask you about the economy. Oil is up, the stock market is tipsy, and jobs numbers terrible today. How does the war affect that?
Well, nothing good, right? Let's start with the politics of this. It is just staggering to remember that this president got elected for a bunch of reasons. But reason number one was no more foreign wars and much lower prices. And instead, here we are, foreign wars, a couple of them, including, by the way, one that is never a good idea, which is a war in the Middle East, and much higher prices. Gasoline is now up almost 30 cents a gallon just in the first week or so. And your previous guest really laid this out well. The entire economy is affected by the price of energy, right? It's not just the gas at the pump. Everything that we make and buy and consume, energy is one of the critical inputs. So when oil goes through $100 a barrel, which it is getting close to, that slows business down. That makes things more expensive. And that means that people start getting laid off. And as you pointed out, the jobs numbers this morning were pretty ugly. So we've already taken an economy that is wavering a little bit and given it a big slap in the face that is going to start manifesting pretty soon.
Listen, I will also remind folks that when Donald Trump was asked how he's going to improve the economy and improve affordability, the costs, his big answer was energy. He's going to lower the cost of energy, which is going to lower the cost of everything else. Oil again.
And now we have expensive oil, and they canceled wind and solar. You can't make this stuff up.
All right, Congressman Himes, always good to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katie.